I'm not a person that believes in, at least for myself, I believe in mystical things, but I don't believe they happen to me. You know what mystical things are, like the mystical saints that, Saint Teresa of Avila, or, the mystics. I believe their stories, but I don't believe mystical things happen to me. I believe God works through angels in this way, and I believe that's how I met Mom. I really believe this. I believe it was actually engineered and executed from heaven. I believe across the board in the Fatima, everything that took place at Fatima, including the fact that Our Lady said, my Immaculate Heart will triumph. I believe sincerely that whole nations will be destroyed. Those are the actual words of Our Lady. I've never speculated on very much on the actual mythology, how the mechanics of it, how it would work, what nations would be destroyed, what would bring it about. I could make hypotheses that would be partly natural and partly nuclear. It's almost like it's too late. I don't know, though. I mean, there could be a swing, something we call the Chinese River. Sometimes it goes this way, sometimes it goes that way, and it could be a short period of time before things begin to happen really bad. I mean, let's face it. This economic situation is a little scary. Had I known ahead of time the nature of how the revolution operates, I probably would have done things different. I don't think I'd have gone to Portugal. I think that would have been out of the question. There was big problems in Portugal, so it was a disaster. It was kind of a fait accompli. We moved we went and tried to do the best we can, to the point of being extremely in my opinion, an irresponsible thing of trying to go to Portugal. And I must have apologized to Mom 100 times, and she would never accept my apologies about going. She said, you had to do it. You had to try it. As the children started coming, one after the other, after the other, after the other, I was always so much involved with my work. Mom never worked outside the home. It was just business as normal. I mean, okay, I'm pregnant again. Okay, that's great. Now I'm pregnant again. No, wonderful. And it was all positive stuff. Just business as usual. I don't think I had one thought in the 48 years of marriage of, gosh, what if we only had 7 or 4 or whatnot? We just had them until Mom stopped having babies, and it never reached the level of worry, because I always had enough to support. When we got married, we were literally penniless. We couldn't even take a honeymoon. We went to dinner that night in San Francisco and came back to the apartment, and that started out our long love affair, but we didn't have any money. I call Mom the what do I call her? The radiant, sparkling jewel. I was so completely paralyzed with emotional love, that I kept asking her, move ahead the date when we get married. I mean, this is driving me crazy. I don't think anybody else I could have lived with. Nobody would have put up with me. I mean, who's going to go to Portugal when you got a good job and you do the chicken dance and everything is going right? You like your work, you like your buddies, you like your job, and you like the big patrol car and all of the stuff that goes with it. Who'd give up that to try an odyssey to go to Portugal? Nobody. I mean, except somebody that I believe was, I believe in divine providence. It was an absolutely honest account of 10 years of the Arnold family. It was exactly what happened. It's a record. I'm a firm believer in, if it's not written, it's not known. You wrote a record of what happened, and that, this was. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to consider me quite a fanatic, and so I wrote my book called Radical Catholic. So my office is where I live. It's got a lot of memorabilia in here. Gosh, just look around. Semper Fi stuff, Marine Corps stuff, Highway Patrol stuff, prison stuff, histo maps, religious maps. Yeah, I'm a note taker. I'll put things up so I'll, like this one here, so I'll remember what it says is spot on. Yeah, just things like that I'm afraid I'll forget. And the pictures of the human body have to do with a former book that I wrote called Protection Formula, Thinking Like a Cop. It has to do with vulnerable parts of the body if you lose your gun or something like that. So I like to look at human anatomy and find out the best place to save your life if you lose your gun. And just my favorite books and notes that I like to keep in front of me that make some point in history that I like to keep before me. So I'm kind of a note taker.